Do 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 beep bop bop boo da bop ba do bop 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 blue blah 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 blue bleep blah 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 boo dee 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 bop. We're almost getting ready. We're gonna start soon, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We are coming at you live here in beautiful sunny Florida, where it is a crisp 90,000 degrees outside, and the humidity is 100,000. So stay tuned. We're gonna be starting soon. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're switched over.
Oh my god. You threw your Nintendo Switch at your
Yeah.
computer? Is that what you just
Yeah,
did?
fuck the
Okay.
Nintendo Switch. Jesus.
It's getting really expensive to go live on Twitch, bro, every time you gotta throw a Switch.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of the Nintendo Switch. But we'll get into that.
Great. I like it. All right. Well, hey everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the VCR Gaming Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Matt, and seated somewhere on a little rock deep in the swamp is my other host, Matt. How are you, Matt?
I was really hoping you were going to go like some space travel shit with that. Like a little rock
I've been doing
somewhere in space,
That'd be cool.
in some far off distant galaxy.
Well, maybe next week. There's always next week,
Yeah,
Matt.
that is true. And
I did space last week.
oh, okay. I don't even remember what I did an hour ago. But yeah, you motherfucker have a whole week off of work.
Oh yeah, dude. I do.
Yeah, and that sucks.
No, it's badass, dude. So,
Well, I mean, that's fine. I'm going to be taking off like 13 days in May, so yeah.
needed 3, took 13.
Yeah.
I mean, seems legit to me,
Yeah,
dude.
because I'm going to be gone for Dallas for 3 days, so I needed 10 extra days for rest and relaxation.
Don't act like I'm not gonna call you either, motherfucker, for work shit like 24/7. Even
Nope.
like shit that I don't know. Be like, hey Matt, do you know where they keep the staples at? The staplers.
I'm just going to ignore it. Be like, and then when you called me for an actual emergency, I'm just going to be like, well, you guys got to deal with it.
You just listen to your voicemail. You just hear screaming and like craziness in the background.
Fire and explosion.
What? Oh shit! No. So tell everybody, why are you going to Dallas, Matt?
So I mentioned it on last week's episode of Magic with Zuby. I'm going there for a Magic the Gathering tournament, Grand Prix Dallas, they call it. Gonna be hopefully meeting up with some fans and all that stuff. I'm going with some buddies over there, and gonna just have a good time playing Magic. I'm not doing any really tournament shit. Just going there to just hang out and have a good time, pretty much.
So this is like one of those ones where it's in like a big convention center
Yeah.
and all that.
Yep.
Cool. That's gonna be sick, man.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have a whole episode dedicated to it. So you may have to do a solo VCR gaming episode, unless you want me to call from my phone and.
We might have to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll do get you to do some like live reporting or some shit.
Yeah. We could probably talk about it when it gets closer. It could be you do a solo episode and like I do a call-in type thing or something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And fear not, VCR gaming followers. Fear not. The show must go on.
Yes, exactly.
Don't make us FaceTime the entire thing over speakerphone.
Like we did that one episode.
Yeah.
Dude, that was insane.
That sucked, man. Like we finally had like a good setup on both ends, and we even tested to make sure it would be good. And of course, the fucking power went out.
Of course, that's just how it works.
So, let's talk about, before we get into each other, Matt. I know that's our favorite topic in life, but let's talk about what we did on Thursday. What happened, bro?
Oh yeah, we had our own version of King of Kong, and we went head to head in a Donkey Kong off, and
A Kong
a
off?
Kong off, and we just basically did who can get the higher score in a single run, and we did play emulation. We don't have actual hardware, so we did the best we could with just emulation. It was the NES version. Next time, if we ever play Donkey Kong again, I want to get the MAME version next time.
I think you're right, man. Any arcade shit going forward, we should just do it on MAME.
Yeah, for sure. Because I was looking at it, the NES version, the board the last board is slightly different compared to the MAME version. It's I think mostly it's the same, but where Donkey Kong is placed is different, I think.
Oh, I wouldn't know because I don't give that many shits about Donkey Kong, but interesting.
Well,
okay.
I only knew that because of a documentary I watched over the weekend, King of Kong, which we can get into later. So,
Do they talk about that in there? They mention that?
No. It's just something I saw as, because they show a lot of the game there. But so
you were ultimately you became Billy Mitchell, and I took the back seat and the forgotten role of Steve Wiebe. So that's how that went. Zuby killed it, by the way. Would you get like 70,000 and change top score?
I've still got the little index card where I wrote down all my scores. It was 70,600, which, I did want to try to break 100,000, but couldn't get there.
It's harder than it looks, guys. Oh, yeah. I mean, you figure so what I did, like 48 or 47,000, something like that. So basically not even close. But even that, like, we would die a bunch of times, like, to get over like 30,000. You know what I mean? Like, it would take you 3 or 4 games, and like, you got to think these dudes that do this shit competitively or for top scores, they're well into the millions, and it's kind of mind-boggling what that actually takes to do.
Well, in our defense too, is the last time I ever even played Donkey Kong was back on the Nintendo 64 for Donkey Kong 64, and
true,
it's we don't play the game at all. So I think for how we did was decent. We played a little bit over an hour. But
true.
I'm sure if you and I actually gave a shit and continued to try to play over and over again, we could probably easily beat 100,000. I think both of us.
I can't play that much, man.
I know
that game is. It's definitely a quarter sucker, and I could see how it was cool in the early 80s, like late 70s, early 80s. But I can't. I know this is a retro game show, but ugh, gross.
No, I know, but it's so that Thursday night, the Matt versus Matt. I think it definitely kickstarted us for making us do other versions of Matt versus Matt for other video games. And
oh, hell yeah.
We've got a whole list. I don't want to spoil the list or anything, but we've got a whole list of games that we're going to be doing for you guys just to show, who's better at the game. It's a fun little thing we do. We'll play minimum an hour, I assume, mostly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Dude, I mean, talking shit about the game itself, like, I had a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I hate that game, like, it was fun as shit to do that, for sure. And, we swore probably, another 40% more than we normally do.
If I had the time, I would go back to that video and edit it and do a fuck counter for both of us, like, who said fuck at which time and who said the most amount of fucks.
So when we eventually make T-shirts for the show, the first person to do that and send us the number gets a free one.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. But
man,
but yeah. So it was fun. We're going to be doing other games. It's not always going to be high score. We'll also play games of who can get the farthest too, as well, or who can do whatever stupid little stunts or tricks, whatever whatever we come up with.
Right, and to be fair, we did set some rules, like either we both have to have never played it or barely played it, or we both have to be proficient in it. We're not going to do any of this trickery shit where one person's like a straight up, boss at it. So
yeah. So that means no racing games, because I am terrible at racing games.
Well, especially because we're pretty limited on what we can actually realistically share our desktops on. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the type of racing game that we could actually do that on, no.
We could probably do some shitty old school racers like Rad Racer or
Outrun or Pole Position, any of those shitty. Yeah, we could do those.
Those are really, really terrible, and they'd be funny too.
I don't know, man. Maybe we could do Outrun. Maybe we should put that on the list.
Yeah.
That was always like a fun arcade game. I remember when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, shit, there's so many games. But, yeah, definitely look forward to that. I don't know how often we're going to do it. I figure at minimum we'll do it once a month. And if we do it more than once a month, then awesome.
Just a bonus, yeah.
Yeah. But, no, it's definitely a fun series. And it sort of brings back the VCR gaming challenges we tried doing at the beginning of the podcast, which those were always a little bit hard to do because we had to do them on our own time more than anything.
And they required a lot of time too, generally. So Yeah, I mean, it was a good concept, and it was fun. It did
Yeah.
bring a lot of laughs, but it was just executed poorly. I think, Matt, that you nailed it with this challenge. I think this is the way to do that going forward. So a little throwback to the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But
Oh
so
yeah,
that's about it. Do we want to get into what we've been doing this weekend?
yeah, man, go for it.
All right, so I've been on call. Saturday was pretty much being, dude, I got so many freaking calls in the morning just from one center. And it was really stupid shit too. It wasn't like anything stupid. It's like, oh, my printer's not working. Oh, my scanner's not working. Oh, I don't know how to work a computer type shit.
Do you dial 9 to make a phone call?
Dude, it was shit just like that. And thankfully it was all really easy shit, but it was just the fact I was getting so many of them. I'm just like, oh my God, can I like take a piss without, fucking getting a call?
Oh my God, that'd be funny if you did take a call while you were peeing.
Oh, dude.
Listen to that.
Dude, I got woken up at 7 a.m. like I normally do when I'm on call. And I had to pee so bad that I just told the lady, like, here, I got to put you on hold. And I must have pissed for like 2 minutes straight. Because it's like, and even you ever pee for so long, you wonder like how in the hell is there so much,
How did you hold that much physically? Oh yeah,
It was one of those.
You ever have to go so much that your kidney actually hurts?
That's when I drink like a shit ton of water, like, and I don't mean just the regular, because I drink anywhere from half a gallon to a gallon a day. But I mean, when it's definitely over that gallon limit, it's where you're just like, oh my God. It's where you're peeing. You just went up to go pee, and then you sit back down. And you're like, fuck, I gotta pee again.
Do you remember that Adam Sandler comedy CD? Do you remember that back in the day that went around? It was like first.
I do.
I think it was even on cassette.
I do, but I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember like the janitor one. Or...
Yep.
Is that
well, there's one that's like there's one called like the world's longest pee, and he's just going forever. It's pretty hilarious.
I mean, I know I've heard it. It's been forever since I've listened to it. But
awesome. So we worked urinating into this episode.
Yep.
So that's great. That's good. So we're off to a great start.
Yeah, definitely.
So what else, Matt?
So, and then I had to do a SharePoint migration in the afternoon, and dude, I gotta fucking say, there was definitely some ball cupping moments where I'm just like, oh my God, is this gonna fucking work? Because it was definitely one of those, like, as soon as I hit the execute button and it starts doing the SharePoint programming and all that, it was like one of those, oh my God, if this doesn't work, I'm going to be working all weekend to get this working. And dude, I got the migration done in less than an hour.
Wow. Yeah. And you've been dreading that for actual years.
2 years I've been dreading it.
Physical years you've been dreading that. See, this is what Microsoft does to people, dude. Like they just can't get shit right.
And I'm wondering if it's because, and if there's any SharePoint experts out there, feel free to reach out to us, because when I did the migration from SharePoint 2007 to 2010, it was such a nightmare because the platform in the back end was, I wouldn't say drastically different, but it was very different compared to, say, going from 2010 to 2013. The architecture between those two are relatively the same. I mean,
right.
So maybe that's why the migration went pretty smoothly.
Not like before, where it was completely different.
Yeah, I had to spend.
That's why you had a bad taste in your mouth, probably.
Yeah. So when it just worked, I was on the phone with our coworker Marcel, and when it just worked, he and I were just like, is that it? Because we were both like, oh no, this went too smooth, because we're not used to things just working.
Never ever happens, not once ever. So, no. Yeah.
But when I woke up this morning, that was the first thing I did was test it out again, and it seems to be working. So,
well, congrats, dude. That's awesome, and that's something you can take off of your board. I don't know you're gonna be able to erase that one from the dry erase board in your office. Well, no. Like it's been up there so long.
I've got that hardcore cleaner for the board, so
you're gonna need to sand that shit off of that motherfucker, dude.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's right. You're out this week, so who's gonna hang up my TV in our little conference room?
Well, you
I could probably wait because I don't think I trust anyone else to do it, honestly.
Yeah, if you want to wait, I was gonna say you could get Lewis to hang it, but the
I want it
cabling
done.
and shit
I
I
want
can
it
do.
done right though. That's the thing.
Oh, thanks, man. Wow, you guys heard that? He thinks I can do something good. That's cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
there's a few things.
I am the resident AV guy. Not that I chose that; it chose me. Is that?
Well, just like I became the resident website guy, I didn't choose it.
No, you didn't. But that's you. That's your life.
Yeah, unfortunately. But so yesterday also played D&D with the kids. We spent about 2 to 3 hours creating a character and playing a little bit of our campaign. And
nice. Which version?
5th edition, the latest one.
Oh, okay.
And we're playing a supernatural-esque theme because my oldest loves supernatural, and I love supernatural too. And it's just, we and the little one, Zoe, she can fucking role play, man. She is, and she's pretty fucking gruesome too. Like when she describes how she kills something,
she goes into it like a little too far.
she's like, I'm gonna slice off his throat, and the blood is just gonna gush out. And I'm like, whoa, like where are you getting all these murder fantasies from?
Oh my god, you should stream a D&D with her playing sometime, dude.
Dude, I mean, I don't know how gruesome you're like Adrian, or did I say Adrian? I've got Rocky on the brain. Aiden can be.
Adrian. I might rename him. That sounds cooler.
Yeah. But I don't know how gruesome Aiden can be. But like, does he get graphic or detailed like that at all?
Well, I mean, I think all kids do. I can't think of anything off the top of my head like where he used verbally, but he loves to make like gurgling death sounds or like he'll slice you and make it like extra juicy, like with the sound effect and shit. Like him and I do all that kind of shit all the time. But yeah, no, kids get into that kind of shit, man. They take it there.
Yeah, they do. But maybe I should stream that one time. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but it'd be funny though.
I mean, you got a couple webcams, so you could definitely do it. That would be funny.
Yeah, so we did that yesterday, and then late last night I started playing some World of Warcraft with Alec and his wife Allison, and we just played until like midnight. And then today is when I started the slow spring cleaning purge of my garage and random stuff in the house.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to be calling the garbage people to do like a major pickup because I've got some old shit. I just like furniture and shit I got to get rid of.
Is that politically correct to call them garbage people? Oh,
garbage people?
Wait,
waste
sorry.
management.
You weren't talking about the dregs on society. My bad.
The flea people.
Well, I mean, it's got to be done, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what it's just going to build up, man. Fucking sucks.
Yeah, so I cleaned out the garage a little bit. I mean, you can't even really tell because I still got so much shit. But and then I donated a bunch of clothes, and then I recycled 4 of my old gaming desktops that I had just laying in the garage. And just I took out the hard drives and the one good video card that I still have, but all the rest they're gone. They're bye-bye.
No reason to hold on to that shit, man.
Nope.
There's really not.
Oh, I did rake the leaves outside. Do you want to know how I rake the leaves?
And I'm interested. Go on.
So, I mean, you've been to my house. I've got a shit ton of trees, so leaves get everywhere. So instead,
Zuby lives in like his own little personal forest in his neighborhood. It's a lot.
It is a lot. It's not too bad. I don't mind the shade a lot of times. It's the amount of branches I have to cut every year gets a little out of hand. And so the way I decide to mow there I go, rake the leaves in the backyard was I just hooked up my little bag to the mower and just got all the leaves like sort of spread out in a way and just mowed them until it's like
mulched them. There you go.
Much mulched them, mowed. And it's because I made the mistake when I first moved here of doing it all manual with a rake. And so now I just mow the shit out of them, mulch them, but then I get the little bag attachment just so it gets all in there so I can just dump them. So
I've got this one tree out back, and I hate it. I'm trying to get the HOA to take it down,
Yeah.
but I constantly have to trim it because it like hangs over my house, and it blocks the sun in that area, and it drops a lot of leaves, so like grass doesn't really grow there. So what I do is I go out there with my my blower that I like blow like all the clippings and shit off with, and I just sit out there, and it's like a full tank of gas in that thing, and I literally just blow all the leaves out of my yard and into the preserve that's behind me.
Nice.
Like, so you could totally tell what I did, but like then I get grass that grows there.
Oh,
So
that is true. Yeah.
but yeah, I fuck that manual shit, dude. I just stand out there with like one hand and just.
Well, yeah, I also
like,
cleared out a little area too, and I did put it off because I was sick or something one week, and I couldn't finish it up. It was the one where I was digging the roots out, and
oh yeah, trying to pull stumps and shit. I remember that.
I cleared off all the branches and twigs and all that stuff, and I had all this freaking dirt and leaves left, so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna mow this too and just spread the dirt around or whatever, because I'm
spread the dirt,
because I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's I need sod so bad, but it's like my plan is to get your help getting the sprinklers working, and then I also plan on doing is probably right before I sell the house or something, maybe then I'll plant a whole bunch of sod everywhere. You know, it's to make it look all nice and pretty and shit.
It's a good move. That's a good move. Definitely wait, though. Don't make the mistake like me and do it where you still have to take care of that shit and water it all the time. This shit's expensive, bro.
Yeah, because it's and I understand you probably have to do a lot of that shit for the HOA, right? And
yeah, you can't have a fucked up lawn. They fine you and then hold your house hostage and shit.
It's not that I don't take care of my lawn. It's just there's and I was thinking about it today because I'm looking around and it's like a lot of it I don't know what the fuck to do to like really do landscaping and take care of shit and all that, because what happens with me is I'll start a little project on one corner of my lawn or something, and I'll start working on it, and then it's pretty much as soon as I clean it up and clear it out, I don't know what to do after that, and then I usually just leave it, and then it just starts growing over again because I don't know what to do from there.
I feel I'm in the same boat. My wife and I can never decide on what we want to do with any of the landscaping and shit in our lawn. What we've progressively done is just removed things.
Yeah, like I'm really good at clearing areas. It's after the fact I don't know what to do, or like because like some of these grand ideas that I have, it's like shit. This costs money.
Oh, dude, landscaping is like so expensive, man. Like you go to Lowe's and like you look at like the plants and the shit that you would want, and you're just like, nah, fuck that.
Or just the fancy mulch and all that shit. You're just like, and because when the thing that I think about with mulch, it's like, yeah, I can lay it down, and then I'm gonna have to redo the mulch again, and I'm just like, I don't want to have to keep doing this shit again and again.
I know, dude. And then like you could do rocks. They're crazy expensive, and they take a lot longer before you have to redo it. But then they like end up getting underneath your lawnmower, and then you like break windows and shit. So. Yeah, dude. No, I know the struggle, man. I have to fucking stay on top of all that shit too. And we don't know what we're doing with lawns and shit either. Like honestly, we just like same boat as you. It's like, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. We get to the removal phase, and then like that's it.
Yeah,
like that's what it becomes.
Yeah,
but whatever. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. And like I said, I have all these grand ideas, but I figure, before I sell this place, I'll just hire some people to make it look pretty.
There you go.
Because I don't know what the fuck to do.
It's like, oh, you know what you're doing. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Landscaping Man. Or Mrs. Landscaping Man. Or woman.
Well, person? Did you just assume the landscaping thing's gender? The landscaping being?
Apparently I did. Fuck.
How dare you?
I know.
How dare you?
But other than that, I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah, I got my wife's gaming computer finally built, and she didn't touch it until like an hour ago. Which is, it's like, she wanted a fucking computer so bad, and it's like, I finished it Wednesday, and then she doesn't really touch it until, an hour ago, or almost 2 hours ago, I should say.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I can see the back of the monitor in my video feed that I have with you. Our viewers can't see it, but it's just sitting there.
Yeah, I need to get a second monitor, and I thought there was going to be like some internal sound because the case made it seem like there were some internal speakers and all that, but there's not. So I got to get some speakers too. And
Amazon, dude. Yeah. You can get speakers for nothing on there.
I'm just going to get her some Logitech, like $10-15 ones. And,
yep.
I mean, she's probably going to be wearing headphones most of the time anyway, so it doesn't matter.
True. Yeah.
But,
that's cool, man. So you built a PC. That's pretty cool. That's pretty gaming related, building a new PC.
Yeah. It's got a, what's the processor? It's an AMD Ryzen 5 series. Hold on,
went to the dark side.
Yeah, I know. Well, hold on. I'm connecting to it now to see if I can find the actual processor name.
You were like super like freaked out and worried that it wasn't going to post.
Oh,
like,
dude, because
you didn't even want to build it because of that. You didn't want to deal with hunting down problems.
Oh, so it was AMD Ryzen 5 1600X 6-core processor.
6-core. So is that do they do hyper threading? So is that 12 threads?
Let me look at Task Manager. I don't know.
Those Ryzens are beasts, man. I'm seriously considering.
Yeah,
my proc's a little old. I'm considering.
It does do hyper threading.
So 12 threads. Yeah. That's beast mode. Dude.
That's more than my fucking computer right now. I've got.
Me too.
I've got 4 cores and it's hyper thread, so it's 8.
I'm exactly the same thing with me. Yep. So damn, her PC's stout as fuck. You should be streaming from that.
No, I don't. No. I don't like her desk. It's not my desk.
I don't like her desk.
No, but and then I also got her an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060, which seems to do the job. It's it's decent. I would have rather gotten her a 1070, but I mean, God, it's such a jump in price now because with all the freaking Bitcoin mining shit.
Dude, it's not. So I got my 1060 for like $220, and I haven't looked in like a week or so, but they were like 400 and change.
Wow.
The same exact card that I have. So yeah, like so 1070s are still, I think they're like $800 still.
Jesus fuck.
Which they're only like a $400 video card.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell, man? Fucking Bitcoin miners, man.
It's kind of frustrating. But so yeah, I like I was telling you before, it's every time I build a computer, every time that I've done it, it's every time I go to turn it on the first time, there's always it starts beeping because I forget one little thing. Whether it's I put the memory in the wrong banks or the fucking what do you call it? Something with the power supply is not plugged in all the way and all that shit. So I very meticulously, it took me like 2 days to build her computer because I was just being very slow about it. And when I went to go turn it on the first time and it just worked, I'm like, whoa, okay, what's wrong?
What else is not working?
Yeah. But no, I mean, the computer's great. It's I still need to do some stuff to the internals. I need to add a second solid state drive, and this does support that M2 solid state, so I may upgrade M.2. So I may upgrade to that one day. I mean, not right now. She's fine with the speed she has now, but in the future, I'll probably do that.
So holy shit! So prices are starting to come back down on video cards. I see a 1060 right now prime for $260.
Oh.
That's the only one. Most of them are about 400 still.
Damn.
But there is one that's cheap. So cards are coming back down. Thank God, man.
Yeah.
It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is. Because the whole Bitcoin craze is definitely fallen off.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping so. It's really down in value too.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm still going to keep the money I have invested in it because I'm not missing it, but it's still, yeah.
I know, man. It's not doing us any favors, that's for damn sure. No. Fucking Litecoin tanking too.
Yeah. But other than that, that's been pretty much my Sunday. Is just I worked outside and worked in the garage and was donating and recycling shit. It took me about 3 to 4 hours, and Then
Nice.
I've been pretty much watching TV today.
Nice, man. What are you drinking?
I am drinking some SE Grocers spring water. They ran out of purified water, so I got to drink the piss water from the fish. some more urine jokes at you.
It's got that slight hint of dirt.
Yeah, it really does.
I know, dude. I get the purified too over the spring. I only get the spring if I have to.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, let's see. What have I done? Well, not too much fun. Let's see. So yesterday I was going to go to Cars and Coffee, but Aiden bailed on me on that. So I was like, screw that. If he's not going to want to go, I'm just going to sleep in, because that shit starts at 7 a.m. out in fucking Clearwater.
Oh, fuck that.
And you know me, I'm not exactly an early morning guy. So if Aiden wasn't going, I definitely for sure wasn't going. Yeah. So I bailed on that, which is okay, because I had a side job I had to finish up. I think I talked about it last week. I had to install some camera system. I did talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, I had to go over there and finish it up. I had to run one more cable, and I had to put some conduit or panduit, whatever you want to call it, to hide the wires essentially outside. And they ended up asking me to install one of those doorbell camera things, kind of like Ring or whatever. Yeah. Dude, those are pretty cool, man. I gotta say, the quality on the camera is good. You can see a lot. Mm-hmm. They call you on your phone, like when somebody's at your door and shit.
That's
like,
cool.
I'm gonna have to get one of those. Yeah, they're pretty cool. But dude, my fucking fingers are fucking raw because I had to stuff. Yeah. I had to stuff the cables. This house, you can't go in the attic. There's no attic access. So I had to stuff them hide them in the soffit or the overhang from the roof to hide the cables.
Yeah.
So it's fucking inch by inch with your fingers.
Oh, wow.
To hide, 100, 150 foot of cable or whatever for each camera. So I finished that up yesterday. It came out good. It's a finished job now, and they're happy with it. They got like 6 cameras and a doorbell camera, so pretty neat. Makes me want to do that shit at my house, but then I think about all the work, and I'm kind of like, not right now.
No, I know what you mean. Because I've thought about at least a doorbell camera, but I'm like, I can barely fit in my fucking attic as it is.
Well, the doorbell camera is easy. You don't have to worry about that, because it just uses your existing doorbell power, and you set it up from your phone to connect to your Wi-Fi, and that's it. It's done.
Oh, okay. So that's easy enough.
No, I'm super sold on that. Like, I'll probably buy one this week. Okay. I'm at least gonna do that. That shit's awesome, because I've got some old ass shit that really sucks, and the doorbell camera would be really nice. So, but yeah. So, what? Oh, so then after that, I went and met Melissa and Fam, my in-law, my brother, sister-in-law, and their kid, for some lunch. So we went to Red Robin, which I don't know if I mentioned it. Yeah, I guess I have. I've been on the no carb diet or whatever, trying to lose a little bit of weight. I think we talked about getting healthy. And dude, getting a burger without a bun, like where you get it where it's like wrapped in lettuce, it sucks. It's not the same. It's just not the fucking same.
Well, let me ask you this. Why would you even get a burger even with just wrapped in lettuce at that point?
Well, I mean, I'm at a burger place. It's Red Robin, dude. What am I going to get?
Chicken?
Yeah, I guess maybe I should have did that. You're probably right. I'm not doing the burger again.
Yeah,
it sucks, dude. The bun is such a big part of that. You don't realize it. It really is. My wife actually likes it. She doesn't mind it at all, and I guess it's personal, but I can't. I'm done with that shit, dude. I'd rather have it without anything at all than the lettuce. The lettuce, fucking no, don't do that. So anyways, get this. So I'm eating that shit, and the lettuce is juicy and it's greasy and all that. Dude, it leaks all the fucking way down, all over my shorts, bro. Oh, like gross. It looks like I friggin' jizzed my shorts. Like, no joke. Like, bad. And I'm like, great. Like, we wanted to go to like Toys R Us and shit. Yeah, and like walk around places, dude. And I'm like literally just ruined. Like, I look like fucking ridiculous. So I ended up having to like go and buy shorts, which sucks. On the fly, having to go clothes shopping, not something I recommend. So I had to buy a fucking pair of shorts because of that shit. So, that was fun. We went to Toys R Us. Yeah. So we went to Toys R Us because I don't know if everybody knows, but Toys R Us is closing up shop.
Good.
They're damn, bro. I didn't know you hated Toys R Us like
well,
that.
it's their fucking business practices are shit. They're so
Go on.
overpriced now, and I mean,
Yeah,
it's the same as like Blockbuster. They couldn't keep up with the times, so you know what?
well, come to find out, they're like 6.6 billion in debt.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help.
So I mean,
so anyways,
a child staple and memories and whatever.
wow, you're just on that Amazon machine, huh, bro?
yeah.
Just fuck everybody. Amazon wins.
What the fuck can you do? It's and going on a side rant for that, it's so hard to support local businesses like that because it's overpriced, for when they sell it, and then two, if it's cheaper at Amazon, why not go that route anyways? And
I guess there's the satisfaction of getting it now and today, which, when you need something now or you want something now, paying a small premium is understandable. But like when it's, I don't know, man, like if it's not like a video game you're trying to play today, or I'm just trying to think of examples, or like shit you need to fix your house today or whatever. Yeah, just Amazon that shit. I mean, dude, honestly, I ordered dog food, or my wife, let's be honest, it wasn't me. Melissa ordered dog food on a Sunday one time in the morning, and it got here by Sunday night from Amazon.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like even something that you needed like right now today, like even some of that shit you can get same day. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna change the way things go. I don't think that we're gonna lose like home improvement places like Lowe's and Home Depot. I think there's always gonna be an emergent need to get things from those type of places.
Those
like
are
right
still
now,
really big corporations, though. I mean, it's the whole thing with Amazon. Just like same with Walmart, it's killing small businesses. And you know what? I mean, it sucks, but
capitalism, man.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you can't compete against those fuckers. They have such money behind them that they can sell shit for a loss.
Well, look at Walmart. Walmart's taken their if you've been on their website recently, they're Amazon.
Yeah,
they're Amazon.
Yeah, they're starting to take the Amazon route, and they're changed. Like my buddy George, who does distribution for Frito-Lay's, he knows a lot of the shit that Walmart's trying to do, and they're changing their whole business model now.
Wow. Well, I mean, it is what it is. And honestly, Walmart's smart to start doing the Amazon thing, because if they don't, they're the only ones that could probably give Amazon a run for their money, truthfully.
Sure, yeah.
Nobody else is going to come up and take that shit. We could get into Amazon's practices and how they treat their sellers and stuff. That's a whole nother conversation. It's spoiler, it's not good. But yeah, so anyways, so we were going to go to Toys R Us, basically because, as you know, Matt, my desire for a video game system kiosk is very, very high. I don't care what console it is. I don't care what generation. I don't care anything. Like, I just want a game kiosk, like, crazy bad. So I was like, fuck it, get in the car. Like, let's go to Toys R Us this weekend. So we went. Dude, they're not doing any sales yet at our local Toys R Us. None. Like, not at all. But the place was fucking slammed, Matt.
Yeah, no, it's the thought that they could close, next week, and they're probably not even going to do any sales.
Dude, they don't need to right now. That place is doing more business than it ever has. I mean, it was crazy fucking busy in there, dude, and everybody's paying full price for everything. I did talk to the manager, the general store manager, and she took down all my information and everything. She was very nice. I was like, well, can I have some old signage or something? Because they have like those things that are like, they're like little stand-up little podiums or something, if you will. And basically all they do is like they just put in like, like right now, what is it? Kirby just came out. So there's like a little poster of Kirby in there. Yeah. So we were looking at them, and like there's all the old ones are behind it. Mm-hmm. Like they just keep putting the new one on top and not taking the old ones out. So I was like, well, shit, let me go ask the manager if we can just have some of the old ones. You know what I mean? Like it's probably just a good idea to do that anyways at any store, because they're not going to use the old ones ever again. And she was super cool. She took down all my info, and I didn't know this, but like at big stores like that, all that shit belongs to their distributor for games. Like all of it.
Okay.
Every bit of the gaming shit in the electronics area is from their vendor, their person that supplies all their games.
They don't
own any of it.
I did not know that. Wow.
No, the kiosks and everything. She said that she wouldn't be surprised. She says she's supposed to speak with them this week. She said she wouldn't be surprised if they would just say throw away all the old shit and they'll come and pick up the newer, more relevant stuff. And she says if they say that, she's gonna give me a call and let me have my pick. I was like, well, sweet. So I might get some pretty cool signage. I'll let you know, Matt.
Yeah, let me know because shit, I may be like, yo, can you pick me up that?
Oh, dude, I'm just gonna grab everything that they'll give me, and then me and you will just split it up. But yeah, so anyway, so I'm hoping that pans out. She really legit actually took down all my information and everything. She was really cool, but they weren't selling shit. You're not gonna get a kiosk from Toys R Us because they only have the current gen console stuff, like Switch and all that. Those are gonna get put in other stores, I guarantee you, if they belong to a distributor. So. But yeah, I didn't know that, so I learned that. So that was kind of cool and depressing too, because here I am. I'm like, I'm getting a Switch kiosk, motherfucker.
No, it's apparently
no, you're not
now.
No, so anyway, so yeah, so we did that, and dude, we ended up sitting in line, bro. Like these fucking people in front of us when we were trying to check out. I just bought like one thing for Aiden. Actually, it's gaming related. He got a bow and arrow set from Breath of the Wild. Kind of cool.
Wait, like, like, do you play that with the Switch like or something, or is it just a toy?
No, it's like a toy, it's arrows shit. You know, it's okay, it's cool. Aiden really likes it or whatever. But yeah, so we're waiting to check out. I got one fucking item, and these people in front of us are literally in a full blown fight with the store manager and the lady checking out the cashier. About price matching something it's like a $17 price difference on like a $200 item. And the thing is it's not in stock anywhere. And if anybody has tried to price match anything at a store since like Christmas 2 years ago, when everybody, took advantage of Amazon price matching and all that shit, if it's not in stock locally, they're not going to price match it. Like, this is nothing new. Yeah. The businesses have been doing this for quite a while now. This is nothing new. And that's all they were saying. They were like, if you find it at that price somewhere locally, we will absolutely price match it. Yeah. They were being very nice. These people were acting like they was the most ridiculous thing they ever heard, Oh,
God.
And I'm not kidding you, Matt. So the place was so slammed and so busy that we didn't dare jump out of the line we were in to go get in another line to pay because the line's so fucking long and we were next in line. It was like, I don't dare jumping out because that'll be the second these people give up and walk out. You know what I mean? And now I got to go wait another 20 minutes in line. So we sat there for like 20, 25 minutes waiting for this whole fight to finish off. And, in the long run, they didn't even price match it, and they bought it anyways at full price. I was this close to just throwing a $20 bill and be like, "Please, fucking just take it and go." So I'm standing in line with my brother-in-law Chris, and he's like, ask them if they price match when you go up to check out. And I was like, okay. So I do. I asked the lady. I was like, oh, do you guys price match? And she just looked at me, Well, the guy, the husband that was trying to price match in front of us was still there, and I didn't realize it. And he's like, oh, real fucking funny, man, as he walked out.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So, but whatever. I wasn't doing it to be a dick to them. I mean, it was stupid of them, and they were shitty. I was more trying to get a rise out of the cashier, you know. And but I don't know. So it was pretty funny. So we had a little fun, a little adventure there at Toys R Us. So
that's pretty funny.
Just in case anybody's wondering, there's really no discounts yet at Toys R Us, but hang in there. It might be coming. I don't know. What else do we do? So we were gonna. My son ended up spending the night with my wife's mother last night. So we kind of had time to ourselves. So we were gonna like have fun and shit. We ended up watching TV and passing out. Because we're old, so even having no kids and all that, we still didn't do anything because we're old, which I enjoyed. Don't get me wrong, it was kind of nice, but yeah. So what did I do today? Today we went to breakfast over at the in-laws. That was kind of nice. Had a nice home cooked breakfast, and really not much. I actually took a nap today, and I don't nap, so that was fun. Trying to think, man. Anything other? So yeah. So well, I'll get into it in a minute when we talk about games and pickups and stuff. But yeah. So That's about it for me, Matt. And I went from drinking Cafe Bustillo coffee to the what do I got? I got that Nestle Pure Life. It's
Whoa.
bootleg. Well, it's bootleg Dasani because it says purified water enhanced with minerals for taste. That's a Dasani move. So
Whoa,
I got
you
the
got the you got
bootleg.
the fancy shit. I always get the store brand purified water.
I think this is the cheapest that they had at Publix. Truthfully, I don't know.
Man.
You have to ask my wife. But yeah, but it's not spring water. Thank God.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry the life you're living
I
right now,
know.
Matt. I feel the struggle. I do.
Well, it's all they had there, and that's what really sucked. So, oh well.
True that. True that.
Do we
So,
want to get into
Matthew,
games, TV, and movies?
yes, let's do that.
All right.
Would you like to go first?
Yeah. So I'll be pretty quick with games. Still playing Call of Duty World War II. Just playing a few games here and there, just casually playing it. Nothing really new with it.
Is it still fun?
Oh yeah, just like I said, it's something just to. I play it more during the week because I have such limited time during the week to play games, so it's just a quick pick me up and it satisfies my needs and desires for it.
You heard that the next Call of Duty, they're not continuing with the old school shit. They're going to Black Ops.
Yeah, the Blops 4, which I heard is going to be more modern day. It's not really going that far in the future.
Good, dude. I'm totally fine with
Yeah.
that. I may jump in. I might get this World War II and that game if that's the case.
Yeah.
So I'm okay.
Yeah,
with
the World
that.
War II. It's actually pretty fun. It's it's Call of Duty. I mean, what can you say? And they do add some modern day shit like reticles and laser sights, and it's like, well, they didn't have that shit back in
Right.
World War II. But
Yeah. No, they really
it's-
didn't.
I mean, it's not like it's too unrealistic. You know what I mean?
And you still enjoying the prop mode, the prop hiding
Well,
mode?
they don't. I guess that was a special event or something because I can't find that anymore. So
Oh,
I know,
dude, that sucks.
I know. I'm hoping they bring it back, but I don't know.
Dude, every podcast was talking about
Yeah.
that too this past week. Yeah, they better bring that back. I wanted to check that out. Shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
So and then still playing World of Warcraft. Like I was saying, I played like 2-3 hours last night with Alec and his wife, and we were just playing. And now my wife and I are gonna start playing too. Now that she finally decided to play, get on her new computer. So
Right.
so we're gonna, and I'm probably gonna be streaming that too. Her and I, our adventures of completely sucking ass at the game.
So Blizzard is going to sponsor a second account for you. Is that what you're saying?
I'm hoping. Shit, that'd be so fucking sweet. Not have to pay for WoW monthly anymore. Shit.
But to do that, if you both want to play at the same time, like that's two subscriptions, isn't it?
$30 a month. So
A month?
yeah. Well, 15 each.
Dang. Oh, okay. All right, that's much better then. I was thinking per person.
No,
I'm like,
no.
Damn.
No. But and then I picked up some Mario Odyssey yesterday because I wanted to try out that new Luigi Balloon Mode and all that.
Oh shit! Yeah, we talked about that. I forgot all about it.
I'm not about it. It's basically playing hide and seek with balloons, and some people just hide them in really asshole areas, and you've only got 30 seconds to find them. And I'm like, whatever. You just get some coins.
They're already taking advantage of it.
Yeah, you just get coins for it, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. But I just wanted to at least check it out and try it, and I can see how it could be fun to people, but it's not for me though.
Yeah.
So that's
Well, shit.
pretty much it with my gaming. Haven't really been doing too much else.
Well, we talked about it earlier, but we did the King Kong challenge
Oh,
and shit
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Or Donkey
Yeah.
Kong. Sorry.
Yeah, I forgot about that already.
Already. Yeah.
So TV I've been watching Live PD still. Holy fuck, I love that show. It's and dude, I will have to say this. I was watching I think it was Friday night's episode, and they showed some cops on there. They were just fucking being so picky with people for like the way they were like just treating them and all that. Just what was an example?
Careful, Matt. Careful.
I know we got some cops that probably listen, but it was just Oh fuck, what was it? I was just watching it too. They fuck, I don't remember now. I'll have to go back and find it, but it just felt like they were. Oh, that's right. I think it was in South Carolina, and the cop was driving down the road, and some guy just walked out of the woods and over to his house, and they tried to pull him over, or they pulled over to try to question him, and the guy was just like, what the fuck? I didn't do anything. I just walked out of the woods. And they're all trying to it seemed like they were trying to get him to admit to doing something,
That's that Nazi Germany mentality, dude. Like, where's your papers?
Yeah. And
you don't have the right to freely go wherever you want.
Yeah. And granted, it was the middle of the night and all that, but still it was that was the first time watching that show where I was like, whoa, why the fuck are the cops doing this? It seemed like they were just trying to start shit for no reason.
You just made me think of something I was actually contemplating yesterday, or maybe it was earlier today too. Like, what about people that work like third shift, right?
Yeah.
And they get off or even second shift. Shit is probably a better example, right? Like, you get off and it's middle of the night, but like that's like you're at your evening and your afternoon. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, think about like how you have to change the way you go about your life so that you don't get hassled, because it would normally be weird for somebody to be out at that time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what, you're not entitled to have normalcy? Like, and it's true. Like, I mean, and I'm very much pro law enforcement, like, for sure. Oh, yeah. Like, I absolutely. But I was just thinking about that. I'm like, damn, like, if you got off at like 1, 2 in the morning, and like you're not going to go right to bed. Like, you want to go get some dinner, you want to go mess around, maybe you got friends and you guys want to go mess around with your remote control cars in a dead parking lot or something. Like, do you know how much shit you're going to have to fucking get every time you try to do something like that? What are you doing out? Why are you here so late? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's crazy, man. It's true. It's sad but true. I guess one bad apple ruins it for everybody. But
yeah, and like I said, I don't know, maybe that area was known for like drugs or whatever, so maybe that's why the cops were doing that shit. But like, that was the first time watching that show, and I've seen maybe like about 10 episodes so far, and it's like the first time where I was like, whoa, why are the cops being assholes all of a sudden? Just
there's another theory with that too. I have this conversation with some cop friends of mine too, like, and this is something that I don't know about locally what they're doing about it or anything, but I do know that like on a national scale they're doing certain trainings and stuff to kind of change the way a lot of these guys are thinking, because like when you're when you're a cop, you only deal with like the worst, like the scum of society. Oh, yeah. You very rarely deal with like normal people, and you're only dealing with like the people that might have that they're not the best characters. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they're pieces of shit, truthfully. Like, they really do. Like, they're really terrible to their kids, to their lives. They're and like, once that's the only interaction that you have, like, your total mindset changes. And I think that's something that should definitely be addressed. I'm not going to get too deep into shit like that, but you got to think about it. It's like, well, damn, like, especially like the guys that work at the jail and stuff, like, that's all that they deal with is like the dirt bags. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not saying that people don't wrongfully get put in jail, but that's super rare. You know what I mean? Like, mostly it's the same drunk asshole that was fighting his old lady or beating his kids. You know what I mean? Like, so like, that's all you see. You become accustomed to it. You know what I mean? And it's a different angle. It's a weird way to look at it that you might not be thinking about, or especially like if it's a bad area, kind of like by where we work. Mm-hmm. Think about it. How often are they dealing with somebody like us versus somebody who's like legit a repeat piece of shit offender? Probably you know what I mean? Often. Not very often. Yeah. So yeah, it's really crazy, man.
So I mean, I can understand it, and I can see where the cop was coming from during that part, but it was just sort of like I said, the first time watching that show where I'm like, whoa, the cops are just being assholes right now.
That's crazy, man. Maybe you think they were doing some of it for the camera too?
Maybe. I mean,
like, they're really trying to get something good to show.
Yeah, I mean,
which is fucked up.
Yeah, because I mean, I can definitely understand that, and watching that show also made me realize, like, I almost kind of agree with Joe Rogan in a sense, where it's like, just fucking make all drugs legal, because there's just so many times people go to jail who could very well, there's plenty of shitbags that get arrested for drugs, but there could be decent people getting arrested for drugs that, yeah, they have a bad habit, a bad addiction and all that, but what if they're a decent person in society,
It's one thing to get the dealers and shit, and it's another to get the people that are just hooked and have a fucking problem and need help, There's tons of countries, there's tons of European countries where that shit is legal and they don't have near the problem we do. But, what you're talking about, Matt, is taking a lot of money out of a lot of people's pockets. Yep. So you need to fucking stop, okay? Because they need to be fucking multimillionaires, and you are impinging on their you're impinging on their life right now.
Whatever service. So I know.
Private prison is such,
and
jails is such. It's so fucked up, man. Oh my god, it really is.
But so getting into less depressing stuff, I've been rewatching Dragon Ball Z, watching the dubbed. I can't stand the fucking American version.
It's so weird, dude, because you grew up with the American version.
Okay, so I did, but I didn't. I grew up with both, in a sense. So it wasn't. I didn't start watching the dubbed version of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z until I was in high school. So. As I was a kid growing up, it was the American version. And I still watched the American version even in high school, but I much preferred... You also got to remember, we had censored Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z back then, too.
That's a great point.
And so the Japanese, the dub, was always uncensored, and I enjoyed it. And even though I don't understand Japanese, you get used to the voices of how they sound, So if I go and try to watch American Dragon Ball Z now, I can't do it because Goku's a good example. To me, that's not how Goku sounds at all, and it's like I'm watching something alien.
I have the exact same problem, but opposite. Yeah. That's why I can't watch the dubbed ones because like some crazy weird Japanese sound will come into my ear and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it's not, and it's Goku. I'm like, that's not what Goku sounds like.
No, but
dude, same thing as you, but opposite.
So I've been rewatching it. I'm in the Frieza saga right now. And I love it. I've been watching at least one episode a day minimum, like probably right before I go to bed. And, I subscribe to Funimation's theaming service. It's really cheap too. It's like $6 a month, and you get like the HD streaming, and there's so many animes on there. I'm just mainly watching it for Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super because they release new episodes of Dragon Ball Super the moment it comes out in Japan as well. So that's the other show I've been watching is Dragon Ball Super, and oh my god, there's one episode left of Dragon Ball Super, and I'm so fucking pumped, bro.
What do you mean there's only one? Like then they're done with it?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't realize it was that close to the end. Okay.
Yeah, so I looked up where the American episodes are, and it's up to like episode 55 or 56.
Yeah, they're way behind.
Oh my god. I know you only watched the American one. Dude, you guys are in for a fucking trip because what's happening right now was... And I will say for a long time, this fight against Goku versus Jiren was kind of boring. Like, it's the whole same, okay, they fight each other. Goku does a Kamehameha. He thinks he's won. Oh no, he's back and he's stronger now. He beats up Goku. Oh no, Goku suddenly found energy to, come back and fight. But this last episode... I have not gotten chills like this since Goku first turned Super Saiyan in the Frieza saga. It was just, it fucking blew my mind, and it was just so fucking good. Like,
interesting. Well, don't ruin it. I am gonna get caught up. Yeah, it's only $6 a month for this Funimation thing. So I ditched cable altogether. So I actually haven't been watching Dragon Ball Super, the American version. So this is cool, man. I might do this.
Yeah, I mean,
they got everything. They got Z, they got Dragon Ball, they got Super, they got all.
And
they
got GT as well. And
they do.
So they've got all the Dragon Ball series. They've got a lot of the other popular anime like One Piece and Bleach and shit like that. And plus, when you sign up for if you care about this stuff, once you're subscribed to their streaming service, you also get discounts in their shop as well, too.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, they sell, like, DVDs, the Funko Pops, and all that. I mean, I don't really care about any of that, but it's an added perk if you care about it.
No doubt. Goku symbol necklace. That looks baller. I'd wear that shit to work.
But yeah, it's Dragon Ball Super. It's so fucking good right now, and I can't. It's going to be sad that there's only one episode left, and there's rumors that they might start it back up again. But they are coming out with a Dragon Ball Super movie this December. But the movie is gonna be about like the ancient Saiyans of how they like came to evolve and how all their powers came to be. Because
so it's not going to be like that other movie where it's basically like a condensed version of the show. It's going to be like a whole new.
Yeah, well, those movies came out before Dragon Ball Super was even
Well,
started.
but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
they're not reusing
No.
story and content. Like it's going to be new.
No, yeah, so yeah, like I said, it's going to be about like how the Saiyans gain their power and all that, because it's I gotta admit, even with Dragon Ball Super, it's like the amount of forms that Saiyans have. It's like, all right, what other fucking unlimited potential can you unlock at this point? They basically have god powers at this point. What's beyond a god? You know?
That's a great point, man. I don't know.
So it.
Well, that's exciting, dude. That's pretty cool that you're watching that. I needed a new way to do it. I didn't even know about this because I guess I'm not that hardcore.
No, I mean, I'm not really much of a anime head like I used to be, like I was in high school. But I mean, I've been getting kind of tired of watching just other shows. I mean, I'm still watching Star Trek here and there, but very rarely. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like I almost need to go back to my roots sometimes. You know what I mean?
I do, man. I do. And Dragon Ball is so good. It's so much fun. It's so captivating. There's so many fucking side stories or paths and yeah, like it's really cool.
And I still maintain that Dragon Ball is still my favorite out of the 4 series, because Dragon Ball is just like the most lighthearted and funny one, and it also has some of the most epic fights, I think, in it too.
True. I got to really get back into that because I don't remember hardly any of that shit. I was a kid, literally, like when I was watching that shit.
Yeah. So, and then after we played Donkey Kong, the Matt versus Matt, yesterday I decided to watch King of Kong again. And my fucking God, Billy Mitchell's such a tool bag, bro. And you know, it's not just him. It's all the fucking Twin Galaxy fucks on there too.
They are all very much like in it together. They're all very much like, you know, like old guy society protecting each other, and they're all their lies
old boys,
and shit.
You know, the old boys club and shit.
Good old boy network.
Yeah. Yep. So that one part of the movie where the 2 Twin Galaxy fucks show up at Steve Weeby's house, dude, I would have called the cops on him, got him charged. Like, you are going through my property. You know, you have no right to be here. I would have got him charged for trespassing.
Well, with how sneaky and shady they were about it, and how they basically broke back in, like they're lucky that they were, you know, I think he lives in like Washington State.
Yeah.
Dude, if that was like Florida or Texas, like the wife would have blown them away, and it would have been a clean shoot. Like,
God.
Yeah, they're so shitty. They were like trying to find a way to discredit him because they don't want their fucking god Billy Mitchell, you know, being dethroned.
Dude, and it was such bullshit
so stupid.
that he sent him a tape of his 1,000,000, you know, point score, and they didn't accept it. Yet they accept fucking Billy Mitchell's taped. Not even the whole tape. It was just 10 minutes of it, they said.
They're like, oh, good enough for us.
Yeah, it's like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, really shitty. And like the way that he fucking... And again, I know some of this is played up for the movie or whatever, but some of that shit you just can't say that it was. Like, he just didn't acknowledge Steve Weeby when he finally was in the same room as him. You know, it's like such a bitch move.
And like I said, watching it a second time, you know, I think my hatred was more towards the Twin Galaxy people more than Billy Mitchell, because
God, they were fucking mutant fucking creeps, weren't they?
Damn, especially that Brian Koo or whatever, that Kuh. It's like, holy shit. He's like, we're gonna get a Donkey Kong kill screen. We're gonna get
kill screen, guys. Everybody like turns around and looks at him like they just want to fucking murder him. Like,
oh my God,
get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, it's
kill screen. Donkey Kong kill screen coming up, guys. Donkey Kong kill screen.
Like,
kill screen.
I'm pretty fucking nerdy, all right? Like, I know I'm a straight up nerd, but you see those kind of fucks and you're just like, oh. This is what it's like to not have social skills. That's what it's like.
At all. Like, yeah, no, it's yeah, man, I couldn't bring myself to rewatch it. The whole thing irks me.
Yeah.
But it is a really interesting documentary. Is it still the same one that you watch on YouTube? It says it's in Spanish, but it's not. Yeah. That's the one. Yeah. So just search King of Kong if you guys want to see the full documentary in pretty decent quality. It's there. It'll say it's in Spanish, but it's not. It's the regular one.
Yeah. So that is it for me. Let's shoot it on over to Matt, and Matt can talk about his games.
So, so games. I did play a little Fortnite on the Xbone again. I played with my buddy EJ and his two buddies. We had a full squad mode going on. Nothing great happened there. So that we finally decided to start going to Tilted Towers, which is like a big part of like the new map expansion. Okay. It's like kind of like a city, it's got like the real tall like buildings and shit. Dude, I like literally like we've done it a few times now, like where we just go in just to experience it. Like we dive straight in and go right there. Dude, I no joke got killed before I hit the ground.
Oh shit.
Like a dude literally landed right before us. He landed, got a gun, fucking murked me. I hadn't even hit the ground yet. My feet hadn't even touched parachuting in. He killed me and then pretty much almost killed our entire squad.
How the fuck did that happen?
Dude, they're just fucking nasty, bro. Like fucking skills, man. Like it's crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. They're just good. I don't know, but anyways, and there's just a lot of people like, and I suspect a lot of people are playing with headsets on, and they can hear like sound is such a big part of that game, kind of like PUBG. But yeah, we talked about last week that it's coming out on mobile. Something interesting, it is going to have on-screen touch controls. I hear they're actually good, though. Some people that have access to the beta said it's actually playable. I'm interested to see how that's going to be. I don't fully believe it, but I'll remain open to that. I still think the best experience will be pairing a Bluetooth controller to your phone or your tablet. But get this, cross-platform.
Yeah, I'm still wondering how that is even going to be fair.
Well, they did release something yesterday or today. I saw it on one of the groups on Facebook. They kind of regurgitated it. And the way it is that like people on mobile will be able to join PC and console rooms. Like they'll be able to join in that way, but not the other way around for some reason. So they kind of recognize that it's going to be unfair like that. But they're trying to, and forgive me because I barely read this, but they're going to try to balance it out by like where PC guys can't just go in to mobile rooms so that they destroy. So it's, so that where there's a high concentration of mobile, you can't join in from PC or from console. Okay. It's going to be the other way around, that actually makes kind of sense. Like, so some might say it's not full cross platform, but it is. They're just trying to keep the PC and the console sharks out of the mobile realm. But yeah, pretty cool. That's going to happen. I'm pretty stoked. Productivity across the world is going to go down the day that comes out. Because motherfuckers can play their addiction from work. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I wouldn't know anything about that. So Fortnite, dude, is becoming like a big thing.
It's crazy how popular it's gotten so fast. It's already overtook PUBG, which is insane.
Dude, PUBG did it to themselves, man.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
They wanna focus. Dude, there's a mobile version of PUBG in China.
How? They're
already there. Oh yeah, no, they just like Fortnite's doing over here. They already have it in China, bro, in Asia. Like they already have it, but we don't get it. John from Video Game Outsiders, actually, he has like some Hong Kong shit where he can like set things up. Like he's done it before for like PlayStation and shit for that region, and he got it and played it and said it was actually pretty good. But yeah, so like they focused on Asia. PUBG is like, let's go to Asia, and like where they didn't want to region lock, even though like 90% of the cheating was coming out of China. They didn't want to region lock because it was like fucking, it was xenophobic or some shit was what they claimed. And it's like, no, we're not asking you to block
oh my God.
Chinese people for being Chinese. We're asking you to stop until you get a handle on it block them out of our servers because that's where 90% of the cheating is coming from. They don't listen. They didn't want to do it. And they are just catering to them. Well, guess what? They're no longer as popular now. Everybody jumped ship and went to something else. Like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? Well, so good on Fortnite, man. They're not picking any one area more than anybody else. They're just doing a good experience for everybody, and they're going hardcore forward. So I'm pretty stoked about it. I'm interested to see how it's going to play on mobile. I'll still stick to console and PC primarily, though.
Yeah, I still need to get it downloaded on PS4. I keep saying that. I'm probably just never going to do it.
Dude, just do it from your phone. Like, it'll do it for you.
That's easier said than done, Butler.
I know.
Way too easy for me.
So another thing that I played was Mario Kart 64.
Oh my God.
I know. So what happened is one of my cousins who I really don't talk with very much. Really cool dude though. He recently started listening to the podcast. John, what's up, dude?
Shout out to John.
Shout out to John. But yeah, so he posts up on his Facebook, that he's been playing Mario Kart recently, and he's like, I guess I'm gonna post up some top some best times, see if anybody can beat it. So I'm like, fucking alligator waiting at the edge of the swamp. I'm like, I'm sorry, did somebody say challenge on Mario Kart? I'm like, which Mario Kart? And he's like 64. I'm like, all right, post it up. So he did. He posted it up. So him and I had kind of like a pretty cool back and forth on that. I posted up a pretty decent time, and I think he said something like he was trying to get more people to join in, and he's like, don't be afraid by my cousin's Asian like times in Mario Kart, like see what you can do. It was pretty funny. But yeah, so I busted out the Mario Kart 64. That was really fun. Thanks, man, for getting me back into that. I don't have a legit copy of that. I know we don't emulate here. I know. But it's $50 for a cart, an actual Mario Kart 64 cart. I know. And I didn't want to spend it, and I wouldn't have got it in time to be able to play with John. So, what I do have is on the Wii, back when it was still live and functional, I purchased the actual virtual console Mario Kart 64 from Nintendo.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're going to emulate, that's probably the most quote unquote official or acceptable way to do it. Granted, I mean, I played with a GameCube controller, not a Nintendo 64 controller, I know, so on and so forth. But, it's okay. I don't like it, Matt. I don't like the virtual console because you can set the Wii in widescreen or 4:3 aspect ratio. So, and generally it just leaves it to the game to dictate if the game is going to be 16:9 or 4:3. But they didn't go with that on the virtual console games. They actually adopt whatever the Wii menu and system is set to. So if you want to play Mario Kart not in 16:9 stretched, you have to turn your whole Wii system back to 4:3. Yeah, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. So I ended up playing it stretched like that, and I really don't like that. I would have preferred that they just had a default to 4:3.
Yeah,
I don't like seeing the game stretched out like that. It's really weird. It messes up kind of especially on a racing game. I think mostly on a racing game it messes you up because you're looking for specific points in the track, and when it's stretched out or elongated, it fucks with you.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I'm kind of against that, but it runs well, and I'm sure it's as close to the real hardware as you can possibly get. So, but yeah, so I had a lot of fun doing that. He emulated it. He played emulated on a Android. He's making these Android boxes. They're kind of I don't know too much about them, but they're a lot like a Raspberry Pi, but not. They're Android based. They're still ARM architecture and all that. But he's been making a lot of those and hooking people up with them where they have Kodi and all that stuff on them. But they run a shitload of emulators. And let me tell you, I did look into it. I think it's called Mega 64 is the Android Nintendo 64 emulator. Dude, that's where all the emulation efforts went for Nintendo 64. They kind of died off on the PC. The one that's out there doesn't support everything. It hasn't been worked on in a long time. Yeah. And then the one that the one that I have that runs on the Wii, like they stopped working on years ago and it doesn't support everything.
Oh, yeah.
This Mega 64 is legit, dude. It's a pretty solid emulator. It's Android based. So he was playing on that. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, so anyway, so Mario Kart 64. Matt, you play a lot of Mario Kart 64 in your day?
Probably nowhere near as much as you did. I mean, I do remember playing a lot of it, but I mean, I think Super Mario Kart was what I played the most of.
Gotcha. Do you remember when Mario Kart 64 was in like it would be like the demo game at like Walmart on the 64 kiosk and all that? Yeah. I remember playing it for a long ass time before I got to play it like at somebody's house or something. But later on I played a lot more of it. Probably after it was even popular is when I really got into it. And it refreshed my memory so Mario Kart 64 was the first one where drifting became a thing. You can drift in the Super Nintendo one, but not for very long before it spins you out. It's more to help you. It's more to help you kind of like take corners faster and less about drifting on that. So 64 was the one where it first kind of introduced where you get drift boosts, where you can change your drift angle a few times and then you'll get like a little mini boost from it, which is great. But God, dude, like. It's not my favorite for drifting. Like the angle is so extreme, your drift angle. Like when he jumps into a drift, I mean, it's like it's not like he just turns 90 degrees and goes into the drift. I feel like it goes past 90 degrees. So like the angle is so extreme. So yeah, so it's a lot harder to get used to. Like you have to go in at way different angles and way earlier than you normally would. And then that game will not let you hold a drift angle for very long. It'll spin you out. Like you have to constantly modulate your angle while you're drifting.
Interesting.
So like so these really huge, like massive turns that I would normally drift the shit out of to get a good drift boost coming out, dude, you just hear my joystick going because if you don't modulate your angle, it's going to spin you out. And that's really annoying because it's like I wasn't on the verge of spinning out. You know what I mean? Like the game is programmed to do that. So I got to say, until playing it recently, I held Mario Kart 64 in pretty high order of my favorites. I not that I've ever really ranked them, but it definitely dropped back a couple of notches. I'm just used to the more modern drifting dynamics. Still a great game, still super fun. I'm not saying that I won't play it anymore or anything like that, but it just made me appreciate like Mario Kart on the GameCube or even the modern ones like Mario Kart 7 or 8 and how I can just hold massive drifts for days, so but yeah, so that was cool. It was cool to revisit, and I played it more than just the one day that we were doing that. I actually played it like the 2 nights after that. I actually booted it up, and I was working at beating some of the Grand Prix and the different cups and stuff like that. I think I got like halfway through or something like that. So yeah, I put some time into it. Let's see. Another thing is last night we were sitting on the couch when we were quote unquote partying. St. Patrick's Day. No kids.
Yeah, that's right. It was last night.
Yeah. So what I did was I busted out my PSP and I played some more Pursuit Force.
Oh shit.
That game is getting progressively harder, man.
Is it really?
Yeah, because like it ranks you like every time you beat like a level, and they're not easy. They're not they're not crazy hard, but they're not easy, and they're long. And if you fail at the very end, you got to redo the whole fucking thing. They rank you like A, B, C, D, fail, and
do you have to get a certain rank again to, like progress or?
Well, so what it does is the way it kinda, yeah, basically. So what it does is it gives you like a rank, like, are you a sergeant, a lieutenant, things like that. And a certain rank is required to unlock more challenges in each different storyline. So if you get a bunch of C's, you don't get enough points to add more rank. So you're stuck. So I'm literally at the point now where I have too many that I finished with a C grade that I have to go back now and try to get an A or a B, so that I can up to like lieutenant or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I can go further on some of the stories. So, really interesting. Again, I stand by this game. It's really different. It's not like a lot of shit that's out there. It's very arcade feeling as well, which is cool, especially on a portable. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. But it was really pissing me off last night before bed, so I quit on that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks interesting. I'm still thinking about picking it up. It's just
Let me know if you want to borrow it, man. You're more than welcome to.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Just borrow it first, and then
Yeah, definitely. See if you get to the frustration level that I'm at right now, because
yeah,
some of that like I can't do it any faster or any better. Like I'm already like a fucking machine, like
Yeah.
at the level, and I'm just like I don't know, and I'm refusing to YouTube it and shit. I'm trying to do it old school, but yeah. So before I get into TV, I'll finish with more games. I actually got some pickups. I haven't been picking up shit much, but the mother and father-in-law were actually at the flea market yesterday, and they called us and they were like, "Hey, there's a pretty decent retro game shop here. Is there anything you're interested in?" And so we had the whole back and forth. I was like, you know what, just go to FaceTime. So they're in FaceTime, holding their camera to shit. And I actually got an okay deal on something. They picked me up a GameCube, which I have. I've had one since they were actually current, the same consoles. I have the one that my wife and I have, kind of played our entire relationship, basically. But the problem with the one I have is it doesn't have the digital output port.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, is that the neighbor kid you were talking about?
No, it's the cat that's in heat that keeps propositioning herself to me.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So sorry,
shit.
so I can't stop it. So
I honestly I could kind of hear it. So
sorry, it may get louder. So continue. I'm sorry.
Dude, that's so like Cartman's cat doing Cartman's cat's in heat.
Yeah.
No, Kitty, it's a bad goddamn kitty.
Yeah. I've been having to deal with it the past few days. It's interesting.
That's shitty, bro.
Yeah.
That's shitty.
Sorry, continue. You got a GameCube?
Yeah, so I got a GameCube, and the reason why was, even though I already had one, is because my GameCube was like the slim, if you will. They never changed the form factor. They did take out features, and one of those features was the digital output port. So mine only has the analog output port, which is a problem in today's day and age, because if you want to take advantage, there's a bunch of new products coming out that will actually convert the digital out to HDMI, which is great. Because, you can just use a Wii with component cables and play all your GameCube stuff. But the problem with that is that you can only play GameCube stuff on the Wii. If you want to play your Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, there's a really, really nice player that attaches to the bottom of the GameCube that will play those games on your TV. And the cool thing is there's a shitload of like aftermarket software now that you can use to play your Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color.
the GameCube version of Super Game Boy. I had that at one point. I should have never sold it.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, that's the definitive way to play those games on the big screen. And again, if you want to play it in the best possible quality, which is something that I've gone down the rabbit hole in, and I even did a special episode about, you need a GameCube that has the digital output port. Because if not, I guess there is a way to mod it, but it's very expensive, very hard to do, very time consuming. So if you're ever looking at a GameCube, and you need to get one, even if you don't think you care about going with the digital stuff or anything, I'll hold it up to the camera there. You can actually see the digital output port.
Okay, that's the same as mine. Okay, cool.
So you have both ports.
Yeah,
then.
I have digital and analog AV.
Perfect. So you got the good one, man. So,
okay, cool.
So my advice is, if you are going to pick up a GameCube, just make sure you get one that has that. Otherwise, there's
in there.
Mega Man. Nice, dude. We just talked about that. If you're ever going to pick up a GameCube, just grab that one, because there's going to come a time where you're not going to be able to hook up composite stuff anymore. And this will be the route. And again, this is cool because, Matt, this is one of the first retro consoles where you don't have to have a FrameMeister, and like you don't have to internally modify. I know where you're going.
Is it really retro?
Oh, well, I mean, it's PlayStation 2 era, so no, I'm not going to call it retro yet, but it's well on its way. Let's just say it's one of the first consoles where you can buy an external device and put it on your modern TV without problem. So that's really cool, and that's a really cool thing. If you guys are wondering, well, why don't you just buy what Nintendo intended for that digital output, Matt? Why are you buying this aftermarket device? And the reason is Nintendo made component cables, the YPBPR, the kind of like right before we get HDMI, it was still an analog hookup, but you could get high def through it. Nintendo made those cables, but they were order only. They were never really in stores. And as a consequence, there's very few of them. They're about $300 on eBay for those fucking cables.
Oh, damn.
And there's no aftermarket ones because in the plug where it plugs into that digital output on the GameCube side, there's actually a chipset in there that's proprietary. So it's not just like it's outputting the digital signal and you just need to get some wires to your TV. There's actually a proprietary chipset in that plug, which is why you have to buy the Nintendo ones.
Oh, wow.
And they're expensive as fuck. So right now there's a couple different plug-in solutions. One of them's about $100. That's the one that killed Metal Jesus's GameCube. That one's about $100, and there's a $150 one that you can get, which won't kill your GameCube. And I suspect these prices to start dropping as we go forward. So I'm just kind of prepping for that. I don't want to buy one yet because the price is a little high. But there are a couple options out right now that take advantage of that because somebody's essentially hacked it and figured it out. So my advice is you want a GameCube, you want to be able to play it forever, and you really want to be able to play your Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color stuff properly. That's the move, is to get one of those. So I got that for $35 with a controller. Controllers are $20 for GameCube, and this controller is fucking mint, Matt. I mean,
Nice.
it's nicer than my other one that I have, my other corded one. So worth it just for $20. So for $15, I got a spare GameCube basically, and so
I'm looking at the Game Boy player. Why the fuck did I ever sell it? It's over $100 because the disc is more expensive than the player. The disc is ranging anywhere from $50 to $80 because you need to have the disc. The player itself, I'm seeing anywhere from like $15 to $30. Yeah,
Matt, I was in that game store up by your way, probably about a little over a year ago, and he had it for $45 with the disc.
Oh fuck, man!
You're fucking kidding me right now. He had more than one too, and I didn't.
I'm just looking at eBay right now. So,
oh fuck. That's depressing, Matt. That's really depressing.
I mean, you can get the Japanese Game Boy player for $18 and the Japanese disc for $30.
The problem with the Japanese disc is you can't read Japanese. It'll play everything fine, but you can't read it. So you need the American one. Now there are aftermarket solutions. There are third-party software that you can burn on a mini disc and use. And a lot of people do that. So you might not even need it, truthfully. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. You might need the real disc to boot it up, and then you swap discs. That might be what it is. So that might be why they're still so expensive. But get in on this stuff now, guys. Yeah. Take it from me. I fucked up and didn't buy it. And again, I looked up the GameCube that I got, the first gen or the first revision that has the digital output port. They're going between, on the low end, about 45, but there's only like one posting I saw. Most of them are 70.
Holy shit.
The first revision ones. So
I got mine from GameStop when they were like, they had to get rid of them for like less than $20. When they had too many, and I've kept it since. That was one of the consoles I kept when, I had to sell my whole collection.
Well, probably because you weren't going to get anything for it anyways at the time. It hadn't come back on the upswing yet. Yeah.
God.
No, for
I
sure.
still think about that.
So buy this shit. Buy this shit now, guys. This is the time.
Yeah.
Matt and I have already fucked up, as you just heard. So get on it. I will say, and not that I'm going to use the cable, but the cable the guy gave me, like, he fucking cut the red audio thing off. I don't understand the reasoning behind that.
Unless he had a TV that only had one audio port.
Okay, but why'd you cut it?
Butler, why not?
And also, that's stupid because the system outputs stereo sound, not mono. So if you only plug one channel in, you're going to be missing a lot of sounds.
How dare you?
There's a different way to do that. He cut it. Now, I don't use this ancient cabling, so it's okay. But it just pissed me off to see that they did that. And I have extras of these. These are the same ones, by the way, guys. This is the same plug they used for Super 64 and GameCube. So these are super common. So it's not that much of a tragedy. But I thought that was fucking stupid. But yeah. So that was cool. I got that for $35. Again, the controller almost makes it worth it. So pretty good pickup.
That's nice, man.
Yeah. So the Roy, my father-in-law, he was just there, so he just grabbed like a $5 game just for, I guess, for Aiden. It's called
I think it's TAC.
TAK
Yeah.
TAK 2, the Staff of Dreams. I don't know anything about this game.
Yeah. Neither do I.
It's made by THQ. I don't know. I didn't even know there was a first one, let alone a second one. But it looks okay. I was watching a little bit of video of it, so I don't know. Maybe Aiden and I will play it and we'll do a little review on it. But it's not just complete or in box, but it's complete. It even has like the flyers and all this shit.
Nice.
It has a little Nick Gamer magazine. I guess this is a Nickelodeon based game. Now that I find out, it's got like a little magazine in there. So
that's cool though.
Cool. Yeah, kind of cool that it's like complete in-box game. So shit, I mean, I'll always take games for the collection. So thanks, Roy. Appreciate that, man.
That's awesome.
That's it for my pickups. Yeah, that's it for my pickups. So let's see what's left. Oh, TV. I am still on that Star Trek Deep Space Nine path, Matt. I'm almost done with season 1. Kind of like you, like I'll watch an episode a night before bed or something like that. The season got better progressively, like a lot. Specifically, the acting. By episode 12.
Well, are you still on season 1? You said
season 1, yeah. It got so much better already. Like I think I'm on episode 12 or something like that right now, and I was just thinking about it. Like they seem way more comfortable in their roles and their characters already. Which they probably shot the whole season at once, so that's really weird that it would come off that way, but it does. It feels more like it's a much later episode like from a different season. You already know that Quark's kind of a greedy, grubby piece of shit. Like every time you see him, there's going to be an angle like that on there and stuff. So, so far I'm super into it. I'm not bored of it yet. I'm going to try and finish the series.
Oh, nice. I'm trying to think. Did you get to I hated this episode in season 1, the one where they play that dumb game and they get trapped inside the game.
That was like the last episode or the episode before last.
That was a terrible episode.
I hate that episode. I hate the fucking song the little girl sings playing the hopscotch shit inside. It was cringy, dude. Like it's really bad. It was funny though to see Quark cry like a bitch though, to show that he has some feelings and some care. But I think that was kind of like they had to do like the whole episode to kind of show that, and it was a shit episode, man. But you can skip that whole episode altogether if you watch the series. It's kind of whack.
I'm trying to think. So you're up to episode 12. Okay, you probably just saw Battle Lines where Bajor's spiritual leader pays a surprise visit to the station.
Well, that's where I'm at right now. I haven't finished it. Like I kind of was getting tired last night, but yeah, that's what's happening now. The previous episode was the one where like they had this dude, he killed somebody in Quarks or whatever, and it turns out he's wanted on his home planet, and they end up like saving his kid, and Odo lets him go. Odo broke fucking protocol. But yeah, so anyway, so still on that Star Trek Deep Space Nine. That's kind of I'm watching a lot of YouTube, truthfully, because it's quick. You can watch like a 10-minute video, so like the only show I'm watching is Star Trek right now. Dude, I found a really cool YouTube channel. I'll have to show you, where it's like these dudes are like basically trying to fly around the world on their little Cessna like puddle jumper airplane. Okay. And it's like they document like their whole thing. It's really cool. It gives you like this feel of like you could get into your car and drive to Europe, because they go from like New York up to like Canada, and then from Canada to Greenland, and then from Greenland to Iceland, and then from Iceland over to the UK to Scotland. Like it's really crazy and really fucking scary. Like they're flying over the Atlantic Ocean in this little tiny ass fucking plane, And I mean, they've got a good handle on it and everything, but it's just like, to be over the North Atlantic in a little fucking prop plane is really sketchy. So I've been watching this shit out of that. Is it like
current or something? Like they're doing it right now? Or?
Super current.
Okay.
I think they did it. Well, I think they just finished the whole journey, and like the videos are, there's still like a couple more in the can that they're about to put out. I wish I knew. I don't want to mess with my phone right now in case it plays sounds and stuff. Yeah. But Yeah, I get you the channel if you're interested. I skip over a lot of it because a lot of it is like plain jargon, like them talking to like air traffic control and shit. Which once you see it the first couple times, you don't need to see it again. But they do show like a lot of really breathtaking stuff. They fly over in Greenland and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So, but yeah, it kind of makes you want to get a pilot's license in a little shitty plane, like figuring out that you can fly to Europe with not a jetliner. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't look easy or cheap though.
No.
That's for sure. Yeah. But so that's about it with me, Matt. I'm sure there's shit that happened that I'm forgetting. But that's about it for me. We got a few news topics. You want to get into a couple of them real quick? There's nothing too deep here.
Yeah, I want to start off with, I'm really excited about this one, is the Sonic Mania is doing a physical release for the Switch, PS4, and its Xbone, I think, too.
Yep.
And they're going to be selling it. They're terming it Sonic Mania Plus. They're selling it for $30. You get obviously you get the game. You get 2 new playable characters, Mighty and Ray, who I have no idea who they are. Do you know?
No, I don't. I haven't played the game. So
yeah, I've never played the game. I don't even know if there are other characters in other Sonic games, like the 3D ones. So I have no idea. So there's also going to be an all new Encore mode, which I'm assuming is sort of like a new game plus type thing. They have an expanded 4-player competition mode, which that sounds interesting. I mean, at least like, because I'm going to be getting the Switch version. I'm assuming you are too.
Absolutely.
And it could be something that, you and I could bring to work on a Friday or something and just play,
We would never do that, Matt. Come on.
Never. It's 100% serious 100% of the time.
Yes.
And then plus what I really like is not just some of the packaging that comes on, but so the picture, the art is going to have a reversible Genesis art that you can, reverse it and make it look like it came from the Sega Genesis.
That's my favorite part, dude. That's my favorite fucking part of the whole thing.
And plus it comes with a little 32-page Sonic Mania art book, which I have to say, it's crazy that I'm assuming Sega is owned by Nintendo now, but so I'm assuming Sega or whoever's in control of the Sonic IP gave this game to basically a bunch of fans, and they made Sonic Mania.
Well, so Nintendo owns like one of the largest chunks of Sega, but Sega still operates very much on their own. They kind of get left alone and let to do whatever they want because by going to straight software, they're actually able to turn a profit, so they get left alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't. They you're right. Which is great. Like, who else listens to fucking fans?
Yeah.
Nobody.
I mean, and it's crazy. I mean, can you imagine if, other companies, specifically I'm thinking of Nintendo, started doing this where they let, a group of fans make a Metroid game? How fucking badass would that be?
It would be the best Metroid game,
probably.
Dude. A lot of that shit comes from, like, so people make like different modes for like, remember they made Nintendo 64 where you could play as like different people, or you could play multiplayer that like just recently came out on the PC.
Yeah.
Like, and Nintendo fucking had it shut down and everything like immediately. But like somebody made a really badass 3D version of Sonic that was like, crowd or like, the community put it together, and it's like really good looking. And like somebody joked on Twitter, like, oh, Kotaku posted this only so much time before Sega shuts it down, and Sega responded like, wow, this is really awesome, like keep at it, guys. Like they didn't send him a cease and desist or anything.
Like I said, the people who made Sonic Mania were well known in the Sonic modding community, that they basically they formed like a group or whatever, and Sega just said, here you go, you can make this game. And it's turned out to be probably one of the most popular Sonics in a very long time.
They actually say Sonic Mania reviews better than some of the actual Sonic 2D games. It's one of the better platformers that they've had.
And I really want to play it. And I have had the chance to buy the digital copy, but I've been kind of holding off to see if they would do a physical release. And I'm glad I waited, because now I'm definitely going to pick this up now.
I'm in the same exact boat with you. It just sucks that it's summer. We got to wait till, which I guess is close enough.
It's fine.
But
next month is God of War. I have to pick that up.
So, okay. So God of War, but I just realized that like Friday is, Far Cry. Are you going to get that?
Probably not right away.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
but yeah, we are getting games. That was the point.
Yeah,
You're
it's
right.
I mean, if you're gonna get it right away, I'll probably want to do that share screen with you so I can just watch you play it or something.
We should do that and stream it too.
That'd be
fun.
Yeah, but I mean, I can see myself getting it, but it's not a day one purchase. God of War, on the other hand, that's like a freaking day one because I love all those games.
I'm stoked for that, dude. I'm so stoked for that.
But yeah, so I thought it was neat that the Sonic Sega team, whoever fucking team, announced that they're doing a physical release of this, and I'm pretty excited about it.
I'm so stoked, Matt. Beyond stoked when I saw this, and credit goes to Wario64 on Twitter for. I guess he leaked it before it was time.
I guess so, or something. I think he took.
It's official now.
Yeah,
though.
I think he took pictures of it. I guess there was some like gaming conference that happened over last week or something. I don't know.
Word. It's funny too because like the slide that they showed, it says the game is releasing December 2018. Is scratched out. It says just kidding, summer. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I did get really excited. I mean, it is still my favorite part that you can reverse the cover and it'll look like a Genesis game.
Yeah.
But I for a second there, I'm like, no, they are not putting out a Genesis cartridge of this. And I was wrong. They're totally not. But, still stoked to make it look like a Genesis game on my shelf.
Oh, yeah.
How cool would that be if they actually re-released a Genesis cartridge?
I mean, it'd be very interesting. Would the Genesis even be able to handle it, though? That's the thing.
Yeah,
the game,
they would have to dumb it down. Yeah,
the game does. I mean, it does look like a Sega game, but you can tell there's definitely upgraded graphics, though.
Oh yeah, there's more modern shit to it. But I mean, they could definitely port it, but that would be expensive. I mean, it didn't seem realistic in my mind, but I just got excited when I saw that. But yeah. We'll report back when that comes out. I'm probably going to try to hunt this down the day it comes out.
Yeah.
Like I really want it. Yeah. So, let's see. So, another thing in the news came up, looks like Sony's the one that's holding up all the cross-platform play. No surprise there.
I mean, I'm surprised this is news still because I thought this was news when they were trying to get Rocket League, trying to.
Right. Well, I guess they made like another official statement, and because it's Fortnite is spawning the conversation this time, it is current, so it kind of comes back up. But basically how it works is, see, PlayStation uses this bitch ass excuse, right? That they can't, and actually, let me start over. So the way this all started is back in the mid to late O's, like 07, 08, things like that. Microsoft was on top of the world. The Xbox 360 was crushing it. And at the time, Microsoft did not want to play nice and go cross-platform with anybody because they didn't have to. They didn't need it. They had the leading online community. They had, tons of sales, whatever. And they literally said something to the effect of, let's see. So, because we can't guarantee this level of quality or control the player experience on other consoles or gaming networks, we currently do not open our network games that allow this crossover capability. So that was what they told the world, and they told Sony about trying to play cross-platform back then. Well, my, how the tables have turned. Now, PlayStation is king shit in the video game world, and that is literally verbatim their that is literally verbatim what Sony is saying now. So Sony's kind of doing it, I think, a lot out of spite. Kind of like, no, we tried to do this before. Microsoft, you guys were assholes, and they're kind of putting it back in their face a little bit. And I think it's also the fact that they don't have to. There's no obligation for them to cross-platform because they're on the top right now, which is just, we all just suffer because of this.
Yeah,
like we pay the price because of this. So and that statement is such bullshit because you can play Fortnite on the PlayStation against people on the PC and presumably mobile, but you can't play in a room where any Xbox players are going to be in, and Xbox is going to be the exact same. So it's kind of like, okay, so you are doing cross-platform. You're just not doing cross-platform with Microsoft, which is just blowing my fucking mind because it's like you guys are really doing it just to be assholes, and it's like it's hurting your reputation overall. So, hell, Nintendo is going to open up cross-platform for Fortnite eventually. You know,
is it even
like,
coming to Nintendo?
so that's a lot of speculation, but Nintendo has already opened cross-platform to anybody on Minecraft,
Oh, okay.
which is a Microsoft IP. They're already going to allow that officially between all the different platforms, and they'll play nice with anybody. Dude, if Nintendo, who like won't let you chat with people without an app and shit, you know what I mean, to keep it safe for the kids, which is ultimately their goal. They're always trying to be family friendly. They're the Disney of video games. Like, if Nintendo is going to allow you to play with Xbox motherfuckers, like, Sony, what are you doing? Like, I'm over it, man. I'm really fucking over it.
It's that old school mentality. They still have it. I mean, Xbox is their competitor, and so is Nintendo, so they're just still thinking, fuck you.
I mean, at a certain point, when do you drop the fuck you guys, were doing it back to you shit? Because what's going to happen is Sony's going to fall soon from the top. They've been up there too long. Their staying reclusiveness like this, is going to hurt them. And it's going to be Nintendo or Steam or somebody is going to be there to take it over. And you bet your ass they're going to be turning face, and nobody's going to want to play nice with them. So, I think Sony needs to get their head out of their ass. I think, we've been punished for what Microsoft did fucking 10 years ago enough. And I think that they need to turn that shit over to us, man. That's all there is to it.
I mean, I don't know what more to really say on it. It's just they don't care,
They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They really
because
don't.
with games like Fortnite, for instance, that's not really making them money. I mean, it is making them money, but it's, I mean, not really.
Well, who you mean, Sony?
Yeah.
Is it making money off of it? Well, no, but we do pay to play on the Sony network.
Yeah, but they have so many other games that, they can just be like, all right, full fuck you.
Well, I mean, and it's not just Fortnite, Matt. I mean, they pulled this shit with Rocket League too. It was the same exact stance, So it's not just Fortnite. You know what I mean? And ultimately, if PUBG ever does come over to another console, it would probably be the PlayStation. But you know what? Maybe it won't with Sony not wanting to open shit up. So it might be hurting sales because that's a game they could charge for, and it would, dude. PUBG would sell like crazy on the PlayStation. It sold like crazy in the beta form on Xbox. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think in the long run, it just hurts everybody, including Sony. No, it's not like Sony has to do anything for free for us to do this either. You know what I mean? Like, we all pay. It's all done by Epic servers. Like, all you're doing is passing a connection through.
They just got to open up their firewall.
So, and apparently it happened. Have you read that? It actually did happen for a little while on Fortnite.
Oh, did it?
For like a couple hours? Yeah, on accident. It actually happened. So it's not only is it like possible, it's like literally it's a checkbox right now stopping you from doing it. Like, it already can be done. Like, it's proven. So yeah, pretty fucking crazy. Matt, the last news story is about your boy.
My boy Billy Mitchell. Yo. Shout out to Billy Mitchell up in Florida. I love your wing sauce, boy. Yeah.
I need to order that shit. I got to see if it's good.
I mean, he's got to be doing something right for him to have his restaurant and his wing sauce for as long as it is. I mean, hate the guy all you want. He's doing something right.
He must make some really fucking good wings.
Yeah. I mean,
well, I'll find out. I'll order. I hate to give him my money, but I do need to know. As a connoisseur of chicken wings, I at least should know.
Yeah. So I don't know too much about this. I briefly read about it. It's so YouTuber Apollo Legend may face legal battle over Billy Mitchell. So Apollo Legend builds his legacy around trying to prove people wrong. He's the one who proved Todd Rogers wrong with his that one Atari game, was it?
That's right. Dragster.
Yes.
Yep.
And and took his world record away from him. And so
basically, yep.
And then I remember at that same week, or that a week later or something, Billy Mitchell came under fire for allegedly cheating during his 2010 Donkey Kong record. And they removed his score for that. And so, what is it? Well, working. So here, go on.
So a little background on Apollo Legend. He's kind of being put into the light right now with this Billy Mitchell thing from the Billy Mitchell angle that and the Twin Galaxies angle as well. They're kind of putting it in light like he's just like this guy that's just out to get people. And actually, if you watch a lot of his videos, he does nothing but cite actual sources. So he's more of like an investigative reporter for the gaming community. He's literally just trying to go out and get facts or prove things.
Yeah,
is really what he's trying to do, and he does a fairly good job. I mean, the best that we're gonna see in the the small video game community. You know what I mean? As far as like actual investigative reporting goes, he does a great job about it. He cites all of his stuff. I feel like I've watched quite a few of his videos. I feel like he's more looking for truth, and if that means digging up shit or going into shit that people are uncomfortable about. What else is he supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, that's what you do. So, I don't think this guy is out to just falsely accuse people. I think he's out to kind of dig shit up and stir shit up and get actual facts. And we need that shit, dude. You can't have the fucking end all be all of video game records being shady and crooked as fuck. You know? Somebody's got to hold them to it. So anyway, this guy, did you read what he did, Matt? He went. Well, they say he snuck in, but he didn't. He was obviously invited to some arcade event that was going on that Billy Mitchell was going to be playing Donkey Kong live at. Billy Mitchell was super nice to the guy. He answered all of his questions. He took pictures with him. He showed him around the arcade machine and how it worked and all that stuff. That doesn't sound like sneaking in to me.
Yeah, no.
But that's how Twin Galaxies spun it. Now he did dress up. Apollo Legend did dress up like Billy Mitchell. Which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So is that the picture of Apollo right there in that in the article there?
Yeah. So there's pictures of Apollo and Billy Mitchell posing together, smiling, putting thumbs up, both of them. Yeah. It doesn't look like he snuck in or that Billy Mitchell was upset by him being there or anything, right? So all that shit right there on the Twin Galaxies post is kind of bullshit and one-sided, but days later, because he was there filming and all that, he gets contacted by Billy Mitchell's lawyers. So I don't know if he's being sued or what, or if they're trying to scare him into not releasing footage or not running a story about Billy Mitchell. But I think that is such a fucking chicken shit bitch move on Billy Mitchell's part to be nice to the guy to his face, which, let's be honest, this is just proving his character in King of Kong.
Yeah, very true.
You know? But like, it's such a bitch move on his part to be, cool to this guy and answer his questions and everything and be upfront and be like, I'm not hiding anything. But then a couple days later, send his lawyers his way. Dude, what are you like? If you got nothing to hide, why are you fucking doing that? Like, it's so fucking shady. And it's like, it's just another irk factor of this motherfucker, man. Like, I can't. And it's that train wreck that you can't stop watching and talking about. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
So anyways, we'll see if that translates into any actual legal action. I assume they talked to him and tried to scare him into not releasing a video, but we'll see. We'll see if that happens.
Walter Day came to his house with a referee shirt on. He's like, "Listen, motherfucker, if you're gonna try to post any shit about my boy Billy, we're
going to show you what a real kill screen looked like."
Oh, shit.
Apollo Legend kill screen coming up in 10 minutes, bitch. So our boy can't stay out of the news. And I can't stop watching. He just pisses me off so much, you guys, so much. So thank you for the content, Billy.
Yeah, man, it's he's a true OG, Billy Mitchell.
Fucking asshole, like just shady fucking liar.
You're just mad that you can't beat him in Donkey Kong.
Okay, so his legit scores that will stand are very impressive, but he just can't let go of it probably took him 10 years to let go of the fact that he's not the champion or not going to be the champion, that somebody else is going to beat him. I feel like he just couldn't wrap his head around it, and his little ego is still fucking butthurt, is what it is.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
Anyways, so sorry to bring that up again, but I had to. I just thought that
Billy
was such
Mitchell
a bitch move.
is our official mascot for
Oh my god. we should what's that guy's name? Dr. Disrespect on Twitch that plays PUBG, and he always has like the glasses and the hair. We should just dress up like Billy Mitchell for every podcast.
Yeah, Dr. Disrespect. Blah.
Yeah, I don't dude, I've tried watching him. I don't know what the draw is. Dude, I mean, he's just another streamer, bro.
Dude, okay, let's talk about streamers for a second. There's so many that I don't fucking understand. Like, they're like Dr. Disrespect, and there's this Ice Poseidon, and just I don't fucking get it, man.
I mean, it's not even super entertaining. It's like you went to your friend's house and watched him play video games the whole time you were hanging out. Like, everybody's done it and it happens, but like, is that your source? Like, I don't get it, man. I mean, it's different. Like, if you have like a premise, like you're playing a friend or you're talking with somebody, or like you know what I mean? But be like, I'm going to stream for the next 9 hours, me playing Fortnite, and like hundreds of thousands of people watch that the entire time. I mean, I can't, maybe it's our generation, dude. I don't get it.
I mean, there can be entertaining streamers, no doubt, but it's
it's
the type of something like Dr. Disrespect or even some of these others where I'm just like, I don't see the appeal. Like I really don't see it. But then what do we know? We're old, so.
Well, I thought that when I watched Dr. Disrespect, and I mean, he's a good player. Like, I wouldn't take that from him. He does do some pretty cool shit. But, like, he's got the 80s mullet and glasses on. Like, I thought there'd be more to that character, but it's just him playing with that shit on.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, where's the, like, where's all the 80s catchphrases and shit? You know what I mean? It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's it? That's the gimmick? Like, this is what's drawing people in? Like, I mean, his trick shots are cool and everything too, but like, wouldn't that be better on like a best of, like a weekly like clips video or something? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I'm with you, Matt. I don't know. Maybe we're just old. We don't get it.
I think that's our problem, is we're old.
Well, we're trying to make our let's plays and our streams a little at least different for you guys, so that we aren't we don't fall in this boat. So, but yeah. Matt, anything else that we need to include into the episode?
Not much else. I'm actually looking at the Donkey Kong scores on Twin Galaxy right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's not 100% yet, but there's a guy named Robbie Lakeman who has scored 1,247,700 points in Donkey Kong, the arcade version.
Damn.
And then I look at my boy Steve Wiebe. He's in 13th place with 1,064,500.
Isn't that crazy that you can't even be in the top 10 with a 1,000,000-point score?
No, not anymore, man. And Billy Mitchell's right below him too. The one that is being disputed right now.
He, yeah. So on the Donkey Kong forums, his score has been officially removed, but not on Twin Galaxies.
Of course, not on Twin Galaxies, bro.
No. Hold on, I don't see Donkey Kong in the list.
No, you got to search for it.
What?
Yeah.
How is that even? Is it under arcade? Maybe. Oh, it is. It's under
holy
arcade.
Shit. So my score of 70,600 could have put me in 106th place on this website.
106th place,
dude. I'm serious.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if you were on real hardware, though, you can't do it on an NES emulator.
I know, but I can do it on real hardware. Fuck.
I mean, it would be cool to get on them. Should we do that? Should we make that like a thing? Like, they have a real Donkey Kong machine over at the Replay Arcade, and
it looks like a lot of these scores were put in like they were at an event or something like that, or they recorded themselves with a camera and all that. So obviously ones that are at events are going to be a lot quicker to put in. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. 169,000. Like it jumps from 169 to 317 in the list. How is that possible?
I don't fucking know.
I feel like 100,000 is totally doable, by the way, with a little more practice.
Yeah. I think I could do it. I think you could do it too.
Absolutely. Oh, I definitely could, man. Definitely.
But no, I don't think there's anything else for me. What about you?
No, man. I think we touched on it for this week. Yeah, I think I'm good, man. Matt, where can they find you?
They can find me on the tweeters on @Zubatron, Zubatron. I've also, if you're interested in Magic the Gathering, I've got a Magic the Gathering podcast called Magic with Zuby that I try to live stream every Tuesday night at 9:00 Eastern. And then the audio version comes out every Friday. And then, yeah, you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Zubatron. And then
it's also where you find the home of the VCR Gaming Podcast.
Yep,
if you want to watch us live or any of our live streams.
And that's about it for me. What about you, man?
You can find me on the tweets at Killabees2T, KILLABEEZZ, the number 2, the letter T. You can find me on there. I'm not quite as active on there. I've actually been trying to beef up our Instagram for the show quite a bit lately. That's where you can actually find me most active. I've been trying to put out a couple of pics a week and keep you guys posted on what's going on. Give us a check out there. We are at VCR Gaming on Instagram. Hashtag us and all kinds of shit on there so we can check it out. You can also find us on the Book of Faces, facebook.com/VCR Gaming. You can email us, vcrgamingpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to check us out on the web, or an easy way to find all of our episodes, of course, you can hit vcrgamingpodcast.com, and you can tweet the show at VCR Gaming on Twitter. Matt, if somebody wanted to download our podcast or use an app to listen to us, where can they do that
at?
You
can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio, Podbean, or any of your other favorite podcast app that you have. We are everywhere.
We're all up in your ear. Yep. And or go to vcrgamingpodcast.com and get the feed address there if you want to put it into your own custom app or whatever the fuck you guys do nowadays. Yeah. That's there too.
It's very lit, fam. We are we're getting to the new age here.
It's very lit, fam. Dude, you're fucking killing it right now, dude. Like
I'm with it.
Apparently so, man. Shit. Damn.
I'm woke, as they say.
Another one he comes out.
I'm woke.
He's fucking
I'm
woke. Zuby is woke.
Actually, you would be more woke than I am because you took a nap.
Okay, I don't know that you're using it right anymore. But yeah, that's true.
What? Okay. So what does woke even mean? Like you
aware?
Yeah.
Aware.
Yeah. You took a nap, so you're more woke than I am because you're more aware.
Again, I still think you're using it wrong.
Hold on. I'm gonna look up the meaning. It means past of wake. So.
Okay, but hold on. Did you look it up in the
cause to emerge from a state of sleep? Stop sleeping.
Oh, okay, so but woke, that's not
that's the verb. No. Or are you talking about the Urban Dictionary? Urban Dictionary.
There you go.
Although an incorrect tense of awake, a reference to how people should be aware in current affairs. So you are aware of a current affairs because you took a nap. You're more woke than I am. Because you have your brain powers more obsessive or some shit.
So I love the sentence for that. It says, while you're obsessing with the Kardashians, there are millions of homeless in the world. Stay woke.
A state of perceived intellectual superiority one gains by reading the Huffington Post. Extremely true. Because I follow nothing but conservative news, and I'm extremely woke. Them liberal tears are gonna fill my cup. Hoo-wee. God, fuck all that
woke,
shit.
But woke would be a liberal slang term, though, wouldn't it?
I don't fucking know, and I don't give a shit. I hate.
I know, dude. It's
all
such
that
a mess,
shit.
dude. Whatever happened to just taking things as they come and judging them as such?
Whoa! Stop offending me with your.
I know. I'm sorry, Matt, that I made sense.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to be on one side or the other.
So just real quick before we end the cast.
Yeah.
I saw a YouTube video, and granted, they were showing some speakers at college, and granted, they were a little bit more conservative. They were literally talking about the difference of men and women in terms of like physical attributes. You know, like, hey, men are on average normally stronger than women.
Right.
And women are on average more nurturing than men. So just on an average, not saying that all women and all men, correct?
Right. Right.
And it showed these students getting up and just so fucking pissed off and screaming, yelling at them, like saying they're basically Nazis for spreading that shit. And I'm like, is this the fucking is this my kid's generation that they're gonna walk into school like this? And
that's scary, dude. Can't we just have a regular conversation about it?
Yeah.
Like, why we got to flip out on people?
They literally weren't saying that they were just speaking in plain terms and facts of simple biology between men versus women.
Easy. Don't throw the B word around, bro.
Whatever. Easy. But you know what I mean, though,
dude,
right?
You're gonna get haters on both ends. Gonna come fuck you up.
Oh, they're not gonna listen this far in the podcast, bro.
I'm not even listening anymore. So.
No, but it's just like, really. I mean, it would be different if they were literally saying, you know, actual messed up shit, but they were just talking about the differences, like biological differences in men and women. It's like, oh my god, you people are terrible human beings.
It's crazy how far off people are willing to jump, you know, no matter which, like, you don't agree with one thing or you question it. And this is to either side of the argument. Like you're the fucking enemy now. Like, you're the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Because I wanted to fucking question what you said? Like, chill out. Like, It's called research. It's okay. You know, like, I'm not going to automatically agree with what the fuck you're saying, you know?
Yeah. It gets me kind of scared to send my kids to college with this kind of bullshit.
Dude, I know, man. I fucking know. By the way, if you guys have, sorry, switching topics real quick. If you guys have Prime and you've linked your Twitch account to it, there's quite a few games out for free. You can get like Devil May Cry. You can get Super Hot. A couple other things I've never heard of, Shadow Tactics. So check it out. Just let everybody know I'm downloading my Super Hot right now.
Yo. All right, man. I think I am done.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for listening to our 2 hours of banter this week. We'll be back at you next week. Matt, we may or may not stream something this week. I don't know. You guys stay posted on our Twitter for that. We'll let you know. Yeah, that's all I got. Thank you everybody for listening.
All right, and have a great night.